What are they talking about beforehand?
Early action, and then application fees, SAT scores.
Oh yeah. Well, just a quick overview. 1, apply for the Common App.
Yes.
2, do your college essay. 3, get your letters of recommendation in early. Get them done early.
Wait, I just had it and then I forgot about it. Hang on, give me 1 second. Standardized testing. What was I gonna say? I literally had it and then I didn't want to interrupt you, so I was like, okay, for sure. I'm gonna remember it while we're on a different topic.
Let's go through the college summary again. So 1, you want to apply for the Common App. No. Let's go through that again. Welcome to the couch. Today we have a very special guest with us. She is going to be like a little bit of a co-host more than a special student spotlight. Her name is Erica. So Erica, thanks for joining us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Izzy, for the little introduction to my introduction. My name is Erica Lynch. I'm the youth coalition leader of a coalition called One Life in New York, which is a partner organization with the Northport Drug and Alcohol Task Force. We basically work to promote health and wellness and advocacy and awareness in our community and strive to empower the youth to promote this. And I'm really excited to be here and talk with you guys more. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, she's absolutely wonderful. I know she's right here, but I'm going to talk in third person of her anyways. She's great. So we thank you so much for all the comments on last week's video. We had like a blow up of like 10, 15 comments. Keep them coming because we're probably going to start contests back up. And if you share, comment, or like, you can win a gift card. So we did take into account a lot of your guys' idea, and those will be over the next couple of videos. But today I thought it would be a great time to talk about college applications and the transition. Someone said in the comments that they felt like students are slipping through the cracks because they don't have in-person guidance when it comes to the college applications and the transition process this year. So not only am I a freshman in college, so I just recently went through the process, but we also have Erica, who is a junior in college, and she's had many transition dealings and also been through the college application process. And Eric's a great motivational speaker. So we're going to sit here and chat to you about.
I'm going to try to channel my college self though. So yeah.
You just gotta bring it out.
Yes.
Put it out on the table.
There you go.
So let's just go with the ground basics. So many students are lacking the support and guidance needed to do college applications. Now, let me be honest, Erica, I don't know if you can feel this, but college applications are stressful.
That's for sure. They're daunting, they're long, stressful, lots of unknowns, but
essays, recommendation letters, the full 9. Okay. So let's just go through a breakdown, Erica, of honestly what the college application process is, and some things that you need to know that you may not know.
Yes. I feel like when you break it down, that makes it seem less stressful and more easily approachable.
Okay. So first things first, you want to go and sign up for the Common App. So that is the general known place that you can take and apply to all of the colleges you want to apply to on that site. And it'll give you, the guidance and when stuff's due for your college that you're applying for. So that's that. There's some other maybe sites that you have to go to for the school. But you'll be able to see that when you're looking through on how to apply for that college. Next, you probably want to get your college application essay out of the way. So that's usually it has some prompts that you can do. I did mine about how I rose up from failure. So, you want a strong essay, and you could probably get the guidelines from the application that you're applying to, or your English teacher probably has them. Erica, do you want to maybe name some next couple of steps?
Sure. And actually, to expand on the essay itself, I feel like the most important thing you can do within that essay is to really just put the essence of who you are in there, because there's so many applications that go out, ample And like, it really helps you stand out when there's like your personality shines through that essay. So really just be you and try and convey that through your essay. And then additionally, there's a lot of like logistics that you're going to have to fill out, like a lot of demographic information within the Common App or within your school's specific application. So get that information all on one place so it's not a scramble. And your letters of recommendation you probably will need. So contact like what?
Start those early. The letters of recommendation, start those early.
Oh yes, start those early. Definitely. Don't wait till the last minute with any of this because that just makes it more of a scramble and way more stressful. But contact a trusted teacher, coach, anyone who you feel comfortable contacting for your letters of recommendation. And what else?
Also, with that, look at what the colleges expect for a letter of recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Some require that you get one from a teacher and one from a guidance counselor, and that's it. Some require a guidance counselor and then an outside organization that you work with, or someone who you work with outside of your school. That is something when it comes to looking at the basis of how to apply that you want to look at. But if you want like more in-depth detail, go to the specific college's site you want to apply to and look up how to apply. And then there will be an entire section and tab on how to apply to their school because some schools are different.
Yeah, that's really good advice because every school does have a unique aspect of the application. So the best place to start for any school you know you're interested in is the drop-down menu, how to apply, admissions process, and they usually have it specific for transfer students, first-year students, graduate students, and then just click what suits you. So
yeah. So one thing that also that you need to look at ASAP is doing your FAFSA, and if a school requires the CSS profile. So not many kids know about the CSS profile, and some of the times they will push back your application because you don't have the CSS profile. I know 2 of the schools I applied to last year required the CSS profile, and I had to fill it out, and then I had to pay to have it sent over. So FAFSA, you sign up with your parent if you're the first student, first college student in your family. You'll go in, your parents will help you fill out FAFSA and financial information. And then you should also go on and do the same thing for the CSS profile, which is through College Board. The same place that you would go to get SATs, that you would go to get AP scores. They have, look it up, CSS profile, and then you go fill it out. And then you, at the end, it's another financial information form. At the end of it, you put in what colleges you want to send it to. And then you'll have to pay, unfortunately. And then you will also have to send it over. And then do not do that last minute. Because if you're going to apply early, make sure you get all of this stuff in before because some of it takes about 5 to 7 days to process.
And speaking of applying early, I know a lot of schools have an early action option. So it's like slightly like a couple of weeks or maybe a month before their regular deadline. And I know that shows like specific interest. So any schools, if you're specifically interested in them, I recommend doing early action or early decision, those kind of things.
Yeah, and you'll get the decision by probably right before Christmas, which is really good because if you really like that college, you can commit right then and there, and then it'll be all set. Yep. Something else to also look at is how much the college application fee is. Now, if you find yourself struggling with the college application fees, and if you qualify for free and reduced lunch, see if you can get a discount or no fee on the college application process. I had free and reduced lunch, and I qualified for no fees on the college applications that I paid for. So some range from $50 to some range to $75, some don't cost any. So make sure you look at that, and the Common App will actually tell you that, I believe, on how much they cost.
I think one thing to, I guess you could just say, reiterate, because you mentioned it a few times, Izzy, was to start it now, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, talking to high school kids, seniors and stuff, and asking how everything's going at home. Like, yeah, I have a ton of free time. So we can use that free time that we have right now because we're at home, right? To actually start this, to not procrastinate, you could say. Yeah. So yeah, just to definitely reiterate, that's important. Yeah. So then when it's time, you're not rushing, right?
Yeah, like you're already
stressed.
Ready.
Exactly. Yeah. So
also, I would say, what was I just going to say?
Sorry, I threw you off track.
No, it's fine. So I would also definitely say, like, if you need an SAT, or is it an ACT?
ACT, yeah.
ACT or an SAT, make sure you get those sent over, because that also takes about 5 to 7 days as well. In some colleges, after like one free one, you need to pay to send it over.
Yeah.
But reach out to your English teachers. Some of your English teachers might be starting a Common App process now for your college essay. So once that's done, a lot of it is just filling out the college applications. Trust me, the Common App is so easy. It'll take you through what you want to do, and it'll make sure that you have everything in by the due date. It'll tell you when the due date is for early action and the regular action deadline. And then you will, just kind of, if you apply early, you'll wait it. And if you get it in by January or February for the regular, you'll get a decision by like March or April. Is there any, Erica, do you have anything else that we need to cover?
I thought that was all great. The only thing I wanted to throw in and expand on was with SATs and ACTs. I know not every school requires that. Some schools are SAT, ACT optional. So if that's the case, and maybe you don't like your scores or you want to save some money, instead of paying to send those scores over, just definitely keep that in mind and see if it's necessarily like required for your specific application.
Actually, I have it's I guess even a question on that. I've actually talked to some people, and because of this whole thing, are some schools kind of saying you don't have, right? Because I know some kids that are kind of, getting a little nervous because they're like, well, I didn't take the SAT. I was supposed to, but it didn't happen because of Corona. Like, maybe can you guys talk on that for a sec? Because I've talked to some people who have some concern about that.
Yeah, there's definitely, I think, some schools who are dropping it, or no, they're not making it require it. And I'm going to be mad. I'm quite mad because I could have gotten into Brown University. Erica, I'm just saying, I could have done public health at Brown University, but they decided to take SAT scores away this year.
And to expand on standardized testing and like the SAT in particular, like if students are currently taking that, because I took mine pretty late into the fall, I can definitely admit I'm not the best standardized test taker. I get very stressed out by them.
Me too.
It's a lot of information, a lot of memorization, and I'm more of like a better like visual and like hands-on learner, so it doesn't necessarily cater to my strengths. And I would encourage anyone who is stressed about those tests or taking those tests and it's not your strength either, just do the best you can and know that like you are more than that number. Like, and a lot of schools are going to be more lenient, especially with the coronavirus occurrence, and take away that like SAT hard requirement. So
so one thing I can recommend is scour through the site of the college you're applying for. And one thing to remember is that you can go in undeclared right now. You do not have to pick a major. You can have an estimated idea of what you want for a major, but don't feel pressured to have to pick a major. You can go in undeclared. They'll still accept you. What matters is, the rest of your application. It doesn't matter what major you're going for and if that's going to deem your acceptance or not. They're looking at the meat of your application, which is your college essay, the questions that you had to answer, if there are any, and or if they require standardized testing. We're going to go through and summarize the Common application process again. 1, you want to sign up for the Common App. 2, you want to knock out your college essay. Talk to your English teacher, or if it's already done, you're already 2 steps ahead. 3, get in and get your letter of recommendations done early and now. If you're watching this video and you haven't done them yet, send an email right now, please, to the teachers that you would like. Thank you. 4, make sure you fill out your FAFSA early and the CSS profile. The CSS profile is not required for all schools, but if you look it up, it'll tell you what schools do require it. 6, send in your SAT or ACT scores if the college requires them and you want to send them in as well ASAP, because you need to pay to have them sent over, and you don't want that to be late or after you send in your application. 7, check to see if you qualify or you have free and reduced lunch, because you could probably get waived fees on SAT sending scores and or college application fees. Again, they range from $50 to $70, $80 usually. or they don't cost anything. See if you can get them waived so you have a little money lifted off your shoulders. 7, you can go in undeclared. It's okay if you don't have a major picked right now. You would rather probably wait a little bit to make sure you have a career set in mind before you declare one, and then, possibly have to change it 6 or 7 times before you pick a career that you really want to go into. So it's okay to go in undeclared right now. Don't feel like that is the deciding factor. 9, make sure you scour the site of the colleges you're applying to up and down about college programs, graduate programs, college life, class life, campus life if you have to live on campus. And then also, did I miss anything?
Perfect. Love that.
That's it.
Awesome.
I remember what I was going to say also. It was in regards to choosing your major.
Mm-hmm.
I switched my major like 5 times until I figured out what I wanted. So I definitely second, like, go in undeclared. You don't have to put pressure on yourself to figure it all out at once.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can declare it about, usually 2 years in is when you should declare it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't declare mine. I want to say I was just so like, I don't know what I want to do. So I went there for a year. I had a ton of classes. And like, I still don't know what I want to do. I didn't declare mine, I don't think, till like junior year.
Yeah. So some colleges have changed it now. So you have to declare it by your second year. But by that time, you will have taken different courses, core classes that will introduce you to new topics. And usually the second year is when you start the core of your major, if you have a major declared. So like next year, I'll be taking something about global health, and I will be thriving.
So many gen eds to get out of the way first.
Yeah, you got to get all your gen eds right now.
Yeah.
I like barely have maybe a class or 2. I have introductions for it right now. But so that's that about the college application. You make sure you check on, make sure that your guidance counselor writes you a letter of rec, your teachers write you a letter of rec. They can go right into the Common App and upload it right then and there. So you'll be able to see when they do upload it and all of that good stuff. And then you can choose what letter of rec you want to put in for the application that you're applying for. Make sure you get a variety, because if you know someone from a school that you're applying to that they graduated from, that's going to look good. So, get a variety, get one from your coach, get one from a teacher, your guidance counselor is required. And all that good stuff, because, the more recommendations you have under your belt and the variety they are and all of that good stuff, you'll have a variety to choose from when you do your college application. Some require only 1, some require 2 or 3. So make sure you look at all the requirements and everything you need to do on how to apply. And you can always reach out to me or Erica and or a guidance counselor and a trusted teacher about the college application process. We've both been through it. We're both transitioning to college right now, so we can help you. So that's that about the college application process. But let's talk about the transition. I know this is probably early on, but there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to look at when you're committing or deciding on a college, and then the transition process through it in the following year.
I feel like I always heard college referred to as, oh, it's going to be the best 4 years of your life. There was this big like unknown and like a lot of expectation that was linked with it. And I would advise to don't have any expectations going into it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything but what it is. And be yourself while moving through it. And something else to like expand upon. Personally, I was a transfer student. So the first college I attended, I didn't end up staying at. So I went to community college for a semester and then transferred to another university where I'm now studying social work. But I would really like advise, don't feel like you're stuck or trapped or this decision is like
permanent.
Exactly. Like it's not, it's just a learning experience and you can learn anywhere you are. The world is your classroom, like the campus, and just generally you can learn through every experience. How about you, Izzy? Because you're also transitioning college student. Do you have any 2 cents to throw in?
Yeah, so I know that right now a lot of college tours are going on and like Q&As. Take advantage of it. Some colleges are doing in person, some are not. So definitely take advantage. If they're doing a Zoom for college tours, do it. They're actually really well done. Also, what was I going to say? If you know the certain school that you're going to, and the school within the school that you're going to. So like my school is the School of Natural and Social Sciences at Roger Williams University. So talk to the dean of the school that you're going to.
Yeah.
Talk to them, get input from them about some of the majors that you're looking at from that school. And all that other good stuff.
To throw in something real quick, I think that it's, as Izzy said, it's, I think, even more vital, right, with everything going on and whatnot, and not being able to actually maybe get to the school to actually, you know, maybe take a tour. That they might have the virtual tours, but as Izzy said, I'd like to just kind of, you know, harp on that. It's even more important to actually do your research on the school, right? So you find out more about it. I know that when I was going through the process, it's kind of like you kind of, and it might be harder right now to do because you don't have as much of the information and you have to dig and find it yourself. But it's kind of one of those things, you know, when you're making that selection, I know I was always told, and I definitely believe that it's, you know, what you feel, right? Like what you feel when you're making that selection and when you're in that transition. So I would definitely just harp on to do as much research as you can, take advantage of if the place is having a virtual tour. And as Izzy said, to contact the dean and talk and all of that stuff. So
yeah, definitely.
Because I think scouring the site is the most important thing because some schools vary on the curriculums that they have for each major. So if you like the curriculum at one school compared to another, the financial package is better at one school than another. You know, compare all that. Compare what schools is the best for you. Because when I went and toured Roger Williams and I did a shadow day, like I knew it deep down inside me that I was meant to be here and that it was like the perfect fit for me. And I couldn't have imagined myself at any other college. You know, go where you feel as though it fits you best. If it's close to home and that's what you like, go for it. If it's a smaller school compared to a bigger school, go for it. It's all about what you like. I preferably like a smaller school, a little bit closer to home. You know, I have to go out of state for my grad degree, so I wanted to stay in state for my undergrad, and I had the opportunity to. But also, don't be afraid to take advantage of community college. Right now is a vital time to look at that. If they have your major, unfortunately, my community college did not. But if they have your major, look into it. That could be such a
great place to do your gen ed too at a
exactly.
Most of the time they transfer pretty much to any school. Like I got very fortunate in that all of my credits transferred over from my past education endeavors. So definitely utilize that.
Exactly. And during the time of COVID right now, we have no idea how long this is going to last. Looking at those financial options is also very important. If you have to take just a semester or a year at a community college, do it. And if you are exploring yourself a little bit more, that's also another perfect place to explore what kind of major you want to do.
Definitely. And on that same note, like I really didn't figure out what I wanted to study and where I wanted to go until I took a semester off and went to community college just to take a couple of credits and work. And honestly, like in retrospect, I feel like I learned more in that semester than I did in a classroom just because I actually took time to slow down and like explore myself and my likes and my dislikes and like get experience within the professional field. And it kind of never occurred to me that like I was rushing through the college process to get to this point of getting this degree and then finally knowing, like having it all figured out, like, you know, rushing to this point. But if you also feel the need to take a semester off or you want to take a couple of credits and not a full load of classes and get some work experience, by all means, like listen to yourself and do that.
Yeah, I agree. So just to quickly summarize that about what we were just talking about. 1, take advantage of live Q&As and or in-person or online virtual tours. Those are really important to get to know about the school a little better. If you can do a shadow day with someone, try and do a shadow day in the spring semester. 2, look at all of the options within the college. Compare colleges that you apply to. If one has better financial options, better academic options, Go to the college that fits you best and that also fits your financial needs. 3, it's okay to go in undeclared and also to take up community college. If that's going to save you money while you're exploring yourself, feel free. Like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise on what college you need to go to, because at the end of the day, it's your decision. And 5, just make sure you slow down and you really take the time to explore the sites. Explore the kinds of major they have, because there might be majors that you had no idea existed that you're like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I did not know public health existed as a major. I know it existed as a thing, but I didn't know it existed as like a major until like 2 years ago, and I was like, that's what I need. That is what I need.
I also didn't know social work was the thing that I would be interested in. I started as like psychology and was like switching to human development and all these books, and I kind of like landed in social work, and it summed everything up perfectly for me.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's all I have, though. Do you guys have anything else?
That was the last thing that I kind of was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can reach out to us. You're not alone in this transition.
Yeah. Also, make sure you, if you have questions about the school, directly contact someone at the school. That's also really important. But be you, stay well, stay mentally well. Make sure you keep up on all of that. You're doing great. You're amazing, if no one's told you today. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Any last thoughts?
Thank you for having me. This was really cool to be a part of.
Yes, we loved having you. We'll probably have you on again soon.
It was awesome, for sure.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, but thanks for watching, everyone. Any questions, comments, or likes, drop in the comments below. Maybe next video we'll launch contests again, and you could win a free gift card. But yeah, see you. Bye.